Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Economic Pulse, your go-to daily dive into the biggest financial headlines and market moves. I'm Alex, here to break down the top stories from corporate breakthroughs to international developments. All the insights you need in one place. So let's jump right in. Story 1. Airtel's Q2 profit surge. First up, let's talk about Airtel's latest numbers. Bharti Airtel just posted an impressive 168% surge in quarterly profit, largely driven by tariff hikes. This has pushed up the revenue per user, but it did come with a bit of subscriber loss. It's a classic case of quality over quantity, higher revenues, fewer users. For investors, this indicates a strategy shift towards profitability. And while it's a positive, the long-term question is if Airtel can maintain its user base with these higher prices. Story 2. India's big push on domestic IT. Hardware. Next, there's some exciting news on the technology front. India's government is taking bold steps to boost domestic IT hardware production, offering additional import quotas to companies willing to manufacture locally. This is part of India's broader Atmanirbhar Bharat, or self-reliance push. But for tech firms, this is a tightrope walk. While the incentives are tempting, ramping up production locally requires significant adjustments. It's a move that could transform the sector if companies can adapt quickly. Story 3. Tata Airbus Facility. Inauguration. Shifting gears to the defense and aviation sector, PM Modi and Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez recently inaugurated the Tata Airbus Facility in Vadodara. This facility will produce C-295 military aircraft, marking a major milestone for India's defense manufacturing. The plan is for India to become a hub not only for military, but also civil aviation production. It's a bold vision under the Make in India initiative, and this facility is a big leap in that direction. Story 4. Russia's unique offer to Indian airlines. Now here's an interesting development from Russia. Facing sanctions, Russia has proposed that Indian airlines operate local flights within Russian territory. Russian airlines are struggling due to sanctions limiting their access to aircraft and parts. While the proposal could open new doors for Indian airlines, it's no small feat. Operating in Russia's domestic market brings regulatory and logistical challenges, not to mention geopolitical risks. This is one to watch for the long-term impact on international aviation. Story 5. Swiggy's IPO pricing. For all you IPO watchers, here's one to keep an eye on. Food delivery giant Swiggy is expected to price its IPO between Rs 371 and Rs 390 per share, valuing the company at around $11.3 billion. Swiggy has become a household name in food delivery, but the IPO will test investor confidence in a crowded, competitive space. If Swiggy can show a path to profitability, this could be a hot stock to watch. But for now, it's a reminder of the scale-first, profit-later approach many tech giants are taking. Story 6. India's census plans. Turning to government planning, India is preparing to conduct its long-delayed decadal census next year. This census may include caste-based data and could be complete by 2026. The census isn't just about counting people, it shapes policy, social programs, and even political representation. It's a massive project, and if caste data is included, it could have far-reaching social and political impacts. Stay tuned, as this will likely affect every corner of policymaking. Story 7. Bond market tightens as demand for safe investments grows. In the world of finance, bond markets are seeing some interesting shifts. High-quality corporate bonds are now offering reduced spreads over government securities, which means demand for safe, stable investments is high. Investors are accepting lower yields in exchange for security, signaling expectations of a possible rate cut in the near future. For those with portfolios heavy on bonds, this is a promising sign of economic stability on the horizon. Story 8. Concerns over Sikh safety in Canada. This next story touches on international relations and community safety. The Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, SGPC, recently raised concerns over attacks on Sikhs in Canada, urging India and Canada to work together to ensure the safety of the Sikh community. It's a reminder of how global diaspora communities face unique challenges and how important it is for nations to collaborate in protecting citizens abroad. Story 9. Indian students eyeing China again. With the easing of India-China tensions, Indian students are once again considering China for affordable medical and tech degrees. While political tensions had deterred students, there's a renewed interest, especially with visa restrictions tightening in other countries like Australia and Canada. This could be a shift in educational migration, though much depends on the stability of diplomatic ties moving forward. Story 10. Senvion India's renewable energy expansion. Finally, let's talk about renewable energy. Senvion India, one of the country's leading wind turbine manufacturers, has announced plans to double its manufacturing capacity by 2026. With India's focus on renewable energy, Senvion's expansion is set to meet both domestic and international demand. It's great to see India ramping up its green energy sector. This is one area with huge growth potential. Closing remarks. And that's a wrap for today's Economic Pulse. We covered a lot, from India's defense manufacturing strides to corporate earnings and new global educational trends. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to join me tomorrow as we break down more insights that matter to your world. Until then, stay informed and stay ahead.